I believe it was the documentary Keep Sweet, if you guys watched it on Netflix, where the detective was highlighting the connection between women's rights and P, you know what. In case you don't know what, the individuals who are attracted to kids. So basically, as women's rights increased, the children became sought out more. There's also a mutual that I have on here who worked with those individuals. And one of the interviews, questionnaires that she did with them, one of the themes that were reoccurring were that they would violate the children to get back at the moms. So out of spite. Remember, narcs will use whatever form of supply that they can. If you haven't watched part one already, then go and watch part one. But basically, the more agency women got over themselves, the more Y chromosome carriers decided that they needed to find another form of supply that would not be able to say no, basically, that would be subject to whatever they wanted to do with them. And when we think about even beauty standards or the conversations that are had around women hitting the wall, things like that. And let's be clear, when it comes to children being violated, it's not just girls. Males are the perpetrators of that type of those types of acts against women, men, and children in general. There needs to be a more complex conversation around those type of violators of children, because the conversation is so hard to have for people, and we are not as informed as we should be about how common this is. The only type of child violators that people really talk about are the ones that are exclusively attracted to those children. And that is not the larger percentage of them. The largest percentage of them are those who are just perverted out of control. And while mostly they are Y chromosome carriers, you do see a lot of these women teachers, and we hear the stories about babysitters and things like that. But we don't talk enough about the complexity of child violators. We also don't talk about the fact that there is more of a chance that the child violator will get away with it than not. If they are held accountable, they get less time than people with drug charges. I mean, people who have sold marijuana and things like that. They get less time than those types of people. You also have a string of these cases with family court involved, meaning that you have fathers, and I know y'all don't want to hear it, you have fathers who and if you go and watch Tim Tebow's press conference, you'll see that one of the fathers on there was trying to teach other men how to do it to their children and get away with it. I don't think people are ready to have the conversation about how common this is and how it really boils down to perversion and a need for overstimulation, excess stimulation, I should say, is bigger than just the basic things that everybody's used to. The conversations like, oh, this is a defect in their brain or a mental illness, whatever people want to pass it off as, right? Those are some conversations that need to be had, pretty much.